prompted by this camera. I will tell my own stories as I want them told.
think we've got to a point together as a band where we're all pretty tight. There's not much messing around. Over any short-term goals, long-term goals are to get signed, inevitably, which I think we will do, but that's hard to say.
This starts a series of crazy looks, man. It's not just me. No, everybody. Look at Fred singing. Fred's gonna burst, man. Look at me, right?
Ray was watching my ass, that's why.
You got some symbols? You got shares on Fred?
We're sharing a special moment, Paul.
Look at Ray. That's the same scene, man.
How was it that these days got together? Well, I guess that's probably a long story. What was that, Pat?
So it's a very long story. Well, I guess
It's a very long story.
How did the band start? I think the band started mainly as a neighborhood boys club, I think. We got tired of just sitting around and drinking and talking about how great we were, how great our souls were. So we just started this band. I think the only rule was that nobody could play anything. And, so we had 2 singers, I think, and 3 guitar players. And Jesus. Played some music, and we started it out.
Personnel was all just kind of friends jamming around, having a good time, playing some original songs and some covers. And the personnel changed all the time. On any given day, there were different people sitting in different instruments. I kind of went my own way for a couple of years and didn't play an instrument at all for a while until Paul called.
Actually, I really haven't played with anybody else. I met them through my older brother. He used to live with them. This guy was saying they used to be in an old band called Thursday Girl. And I guess it was 3 years ago or so I met them. And I don't know, I enjoy it. They're great guys. I like hanging out with them. So I don't have anything to compare them to as another band. But, I think we all work together well as a band.
Well, I first moved out here to Iowa City and was just moving out here to get residency and going to school. And I had a full-time job. I just moved out here and a friend of mine told me, the guy I was living with at the time said, I hear these days I'm looking for a new drummer. So I just decided, what the hell, I'll give it a try. So I went up and asked him, I said, you're looking for a drummer? It was in between sets at a Carnegie Street show. And I go up to Paul between sets and I go, I hear you're looking for a new drummer. And he goes, yeah, we are. And I go, well, I'm looking for a band. And they go, oh, well, let's set something up. So 2 days later, we had the audition, and I auditioned, tried out, and they liked it. The rest is history.
I was in a band prior to these days with Paul and Pat. And after that band kind of went apart, Paul and Pat stayed together playing, and Fred and our old drummer Chris came and started playing with them. That was really the beginning, I guess, of these days. Then I came back to the band last year.
I confused you. Sorry if you think I used you to live to water and make me drink. So leave me alone, tell me what to think. I never claimed that I knew anything better. Leave to water and make me drink. So leave me your eyes and tell me what to think. I never claimed that I had anything better or anything bigger than you. Make me take. Give me your words and tell me what to think. I never claimed that I knew anything better or anything bigger. Leave it to the water and make me drink. Give me your eyes and tell me what to think. I never dreamed that I'd have anything better or anything bigger than you. Lead me to water and make me drink. Give me your words and tell me what to think. I never claimed that I knew anything better or anything bigger. So lead me to the water and make me drink. Give me your eyes and tell me what to see. I never dreamed that I'd have anything better or anything bigger than you.
These days write songs differently every time. I think if you can look at almost every song and see that it was written a little bit differently.
Yeah, we don't really have a plan when we start writing a song exactly what we want it to do.
This guy was saying it's different every time. I mean, sometimes you hear a melody or something in your head and you strum a guitar and kind of work out the chord for a melody, or sometimes we'll just be jamming together with Randy or Fred and I don't know, we'll just come on some cool riff or some cool chord progression where we'll repeat it and kind of play it out.
You know, and then we all sit around in some sort of parallel universe and sit there and work out, you know, the kinks and edit and kind of assign a structure to the songs. And that's the part that I think is really the group effort, you know, the structure.
I think they just come. Yeah, again, it comes down to you know, whatever the song sounds like, and probably the time of day we write it, you know. But if Age comes in and is jamming one of those happy da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da things, happy words come out, you know. I don't know where they come from. I never sat down and written. Well, once the words to Down and Out were written in a traffic jam in D.C. on the way to the studio. We'd recorded everything but the vocal track, and Marco, our producer, was like, you gotta have lyrics to this song. You can't sit there and mumble through it like you always do. And so I sat in the car on the way. Luckily, I was in a traffic jam in D.C. and hammered those words out. And so they were written on paper before they were recorded. The other ones just come straight out.
everything distracted. Don't know. Everything is easy sometimes when you know where it's going. So you see it, I won't leave you here alone. You said I could do anything. Now I see you skirting me, avoiding me, attracted. Everything distracted. I see the world, I see it, yet my heart I wanna be. Talking words too strong, I break right down and cry. Everything distracting. You know I say it, but I'll take you away. I'll take you away. I'll take you away. I'll take you You know I say yes, everything's shut See the world, I see it, in my heart I wanna be. Talking words so strong, I break right down and cry.
Out here was, I don't know, things were going really well with the music back home in D.C. We decided that Paul got into graduate school and Fred got into graduate school, so we decided to come out here and do the band thing. I wasn't sure what to expect when we came out here. This guy said, I thought corn.
Well, I moved to Iowa City after everybody else did. Everybody else had come out here. I was still in Washington. They said, well, come on out. It's really pretty neat here. And so one day, October 3rd of last year, I packed all my stuff in a car, guitars and amps, and came out.
So what were your prior impressions of Iowa City, and were you
I had thought of corn.
But the city is everything that we were hoping for when we were thinking of a place to move. It's cheap, it's a good standard of living, then there's a lot of clubs around here to play, and there's a good crowd of people to play to.
Yeah, I was going to go to a couple other schools. This was the one we decided on, and they followed, so it worked out good. And we're glad. It's helped us a lot.
It's a lot better to play for people here because they're here to listen to the music. We've said this a bunch of times whenever we talk to people, that the people in D.C., it's almost like everybody in the crowd is some sort of critic, and is standing there in their black, outfits with their arms crossed.
Out of here, everyone's a lot less pretentious. Everyone's just out for a good time. They seem to respond to our original songs as well as covers that we play. It's a blast being out here and having people start requesting original tunes.
All right, I'm ready to go.
All right, cool.
Got a club in. Give me the camera.
Forthcoming.
This is
Balls in the hot
Smith,
seat.
lead singer.
You gotta keep plugging your nose open.
Well, we're sort of an artsy band, really. Our lyrics are what are important to us. It's the lyrics, isn't it, Fred? The lyrics?
Absolutely.
Very heartfelt, slice of life lyrics. Quick, get a salmon.
So Ray, when did you join the band?
No, why?
It was the darkest day of my life. Why I joined the band.
Well,
Blood for punishment, I guess.
so we all know it's going downhill.
Yeah,
How far do you foresee it going? How low can you go at this rate?
how much tape do we got? That's the end.
Hey, what are you doing, huh? What are you talking about? I'm making spaghetti there. You make somebody a good wife someday.
Sure enough.
Definitely conscious critics. No, I don't think that should ever stop. I think that's good. I think that's why we usually sound worse to ourselves than anyone else that hears us, which is good because it always drives us to keep improving.
Me coming in so late, me being a fan of Eric before I joined the band, I can look at it a lot differently, a lot more objectively. I remember the first time I saw him, this is a great band. This is a band that's going to make it. This is a band that will make it someday. Yeah, it's a lot more objective for me to look at it and say, oh, this band's good. Because sometimes, you hear them say, oh, we might suck for all we know. We just think we're good. But I look at it and I say, we're good.